the farm. I'm Nina. If you're new here, welcome. I am so glad that you stopped by to spend a few minutes with me. I am ever so grateful. I am a homesteading, homeschooling mom of 4. Our kids' age range is 8 down to 3, and I am married to Daniel, and here on my channel we talk all about homeschooling, homesteading, and homemaking. Today's video is a homeschooling video, and I am just going to have a kind of relaxed chat with you guys about what homeschooling has taught me. For those of you that don't know anything about our background, we are in our 4th year of homeschooling, and we have been homeschooling from the beginning. So from the beginning of when my oldest was in kindergarten. Actually, I taught him, we did a little bit of preschool with him, but it was kind of more relaxed. But we started when he was into kindergarten almost 4 years ago. So he's in 3rd grade now. And we have since then added in a 2nd grader and a kindergartner this year. And then we have one more that is 3 years old who's running around in the mix here at home as well. But like I said, today I wanted to talk to you about what over the last 4 years that homeschooling has taught me. And it's not what you may think as far as like how to organize and how to plan and how to do all that stuff and how to teach. It has been more of a fleshing out of character and being more and bringing about character development in myself than it has been more about being organized. Organization is not really a problem for me, but what is having patience and kindness and compassion and all of the fruits of the Spirit that we learn about in Galatians, and fleshing those out on a daily basis when they're your kids and they're kids that you live with every day. And if you teach in a teaching setting, as far as not in the home, like a public school or private school, it's different when it's somebody else's kids. You have to be nice and not scream and yell at them, or you're gonna get in trouble or you're gonna get fired. Well, here at home, that's different. You're the mom, you're the teacher, you're the cook, you're the maid. Sometimes, try not to be. You wear all of these hats, and then when kids don't understand when you go to take off one and put on another, like, but you're my mom, but no, I'm your teacher and you need to sit down and you need to listen to me and we've got to do these lessons today. A lot of times they don't understand that. And for me, who is I say I'm a recovering perfectionist because I like things to be a certain way in a certain order, and I like for them to go kind of, in some kind of order throughout the day. And my kids could care less whether that is. So I've had to learn a lot of patience as far as like what I've planned. I have these beautiful laid out plans in my planner. As you can see, this is this week's school. I haven't written anything down because we're on week 15 and I've kind of just whatever we get done is whatever we get done. But I've had to learn it's okay. It's okay if certain things don't get done throughout the day. It's okay that there are things that are not going the way I want them to. Yes, my kids do need to be practicing obedience and being respectful and not running over me, but I also need to not be uptight and pounded in their head they are going to do what I say no matter what, because then I lose their hearts, and that's not what we're after and our ultimate goal of homeschooling. Yes, they need to learn to read and write and add and multiply and divide and all that stuff, but ultimately we've done them a disservice if we lose their hearts. And this has been really hard for me because, like I said, I'm a perfectionist. I like things to be perfect. I like all the boxes to be checked. I like all the things to be done in the teacher's manual. And if it's not, it drives me bananas. So God has been working on me over these last 4 years, and it's a process, and it's still a everyday struggle to let those things go. That it's okay. That if we accomplish the basics of that day and they learn something, that it's okay. God has taught me also to extend grace on the days where we're having bad days. I may be having a bad day and I want grace when I'm having a bad day. My kids may be having a bad day. It just may be a bad week, who knows? But I have had to learn to extend grace and compassion a lot more to them instead of just going, well, I don't care, you're going to get it done no matter what. That happens sometimes, but I've had to learn to let it go. I've had to learn to let go. I've also had to learn to be flexible and spontaneous. That is not my character at all. My husband is like that a lot. He is one that it would drive me nuts when we were first married. He'd be like, you want to go to the lake this weekend? I'm like, wait a minute. We haven't planned to go to the lake. What do you mean? We're just going to pick up, like come home from work on Friday afternoon. We're just going to pick up and pack up in 30 minutes and be out of here. It was a lot easier then because we didn't have any kids, but that's his personality. Well, who cares? He doesn't half the time know what we're doing tonight, much less tomorrow or anything like that. He's just kind of run the mill, go with the flow. And his mom always jokes and says that he's going to live longer than the rest of us because he doesn't really stress about a lot. And that's wonderful. So him being married to me and me being married to him, we've kind of balanced each other out. But in homeschooling his children, who are a lot like him, they were all kind of like to go with the flow, has taught me to be more flexible and be more spontaneous in what we do. Have kind of a routine of what we do, and it kind of laid out in my head of what needs to get done, but somebody could call and need me to do something. A kid could fall and crack their head open and we have to go to the urgent care. That happened a couple of weeks ago, and that could throw off our entire day. So I've had to learn to be a little more flexible and a little more spontaneous. I struggled as a kid as well with reading. I don't remember how I learned. They found out in the 6th grade that I had a reading disorder. I'm not sure if it was dyslexia or if it was something to do with my eyes. I don't really remember, but I wasn't tracking the way I was supposed to or following lines, but either here nor there. I knew that was going to be an issue for me, which is teaching somebody else to read. And it was one of the major things that I was very, very apprehensive about when we were talking about homeschooling, and it actually came time to start. I was like, I don't know how to do that. I barely know how to read myself. I mean, I know how to read, but fluently, out loud. I hardly know how in the world am I supposed to teach somebody else how to do it? And all of these insecurities came up, and I was ready to back out, and I almost did, because we sent him to pre-K somewhere else. But the Lord brought it around and was like, no, you are the perfect teacher for him. There are days that I'm not sure about that, but it is. I'm the perfect teacher for him. I am the perfect mother for him. God has placed me in that, and he will equip me to do that. And I was scared out of my mind. I didn't have any, I was like, I can't do this at all. And through just to keep the fleshing it out, I became more comfortable with teaching reading and language arts. I still go overboard because it's my weakness subject. I tend to throw more at them than I need to, and then they get overwhelmed and are like, well, Mom, back up. So you'll find those things to where you're like, okay, I'm overloading in one area and I need to back off in another one. But a lot of times that's probably coming from you being insecure in what you're teaching and not really confident in that. And teaching him to read has been very hard because he struggles in it. And so then it makes me believe, well, what am I not doing right? What am I not doing this? But there was a verse that we came across in school today, and I'm going to read it to you. I got to go find it. Hold on a second. I actually came across it in language arts today, in our master books, language arts today. And it is from Deuteronomy 31:8. And it says, the Lord is the one who goes ahead of you. He will be with you and will not fail you or forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed. Again, that's in Deuteronomy 31:8. And when I read that today, and I've known this, and I was like, yes, the God goes before us in everything that we do. He paves the path for us, and he knows what we need before we're going to need it. And he is always there. light guiding and directing us along the way. So I know with full confidence, and even though I have insecurities about things, that God's going to fill in the holes and the gaps that my kids may have. And the last thing that I have learned through homeschooling is to let go of my expectations. And that it comes from me having an educational background. I have a degree in agriculture education. So in college, I took all of the educational psychology classes and how strategies of teaching and lesson planning. So I know how to lay out lesson plans and I know how to do all of that stuff. I had to lay down some of my preconceived notions of what teaching should look like, going from a school, public school, private school setting to coming home and doing that at home with my own kids. It's not going to look the same. I made the mistake of trying to recreate a school setting, and we hit our head on the wall every day, and it just wasn't going to work. So I have learned to let go. If we do school on the couch, that's fine. If we do school outside, that's fine. If we go outside and spend all day just in nature, that's fine. And I've had to learn to let go of what I want my kids to look like compared to what other kids look like that are in public school. Or my kids aren't going to look like that because they're not being taught through that system and they're not being taught by those teachers. They're being taught by me, and I am unique in the way that I teach, and I've had to learn to let go of those expectations and know that my kids are going to be fine. They're going to eventually come up to grade level if they're not there now, and not to beat myself up about it. So that's pretty much what I have learned through homeschooling. I feel like God's kind of dragged me through the mud here, and I've fleshed out a lot of character traits that I need to work on and still need to work on through a daily basis, of not raising my voice and having patience and compassion and gentleness and kindness and all of those things that we want God to we want God to bestow upon us, that we need to in turn turn around and bestow upon our kids. So I hope that was helpful, just a kind of laid back chat, and hopefully I didn't get too chatty and rambly. But alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I'm so glad that you hung out with me during my chat and my kids running around behind me. But I lost my train of thought. See? And patience, because right now it's just like, Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you know when we come out with any more videos. And I am so grateful that you guys hang out with us, or me. I don't know why I say us, because it's just me here talking. But I'm so thankful that you guys hang out with me on a weekly basis, and so grateful for that. Your presence here goes a long way to helping my channel, and I'm so grateful for that. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.